to share a scripture with you this morning. It comes from Jeremiah 29, verse 11 through 13. This particular scripture I got off of one of the aviation's newsletters, I believe. But it kind of speaks to that ministry. It speaks to Rukang. Rukang started off years ago as cutting the grass on the dirt runways there in the Congo and filling the potholes and watching over the plane and cleaning out the hangar. And now I think he said he speaks 6 languages. He is an aviation mechanic and flies the plane. So listen to these words that we have from Jeremiah 29, verses 11 through 13. Hear the word of the Lord. For surely I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. Plans for your welfare and not for harm. To give you a future with hope. Then when you call upon me and come and pray to me, I will hear you. When you search for me, you will find me if you seek me with all your heart. This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Welcome, Rukang.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much, Reverend. I would like to bring greetings from my family. Andre, 14, teenager time. And Selena, she's 7. Sally, 12. And the boss of the house. I am going to share with you a video for the aviation ministry. And then I'll show you the orphanage that Frenzy, my wife, she's involved with as a team in the Congo.
was involved with the United Methodist Association for a get-go. volunteers coming in and out to take sick people out, bring medicine, or bring Bibles, or bring school supplies. And I was among the kids who was carrying some stuff on my head from the airport to the town. My connection to the Vision Ministry is an amazing one by God's call.
Every morning when I wake up, I almost look at the life of a fireman. I'm always waking up on standby. And so my phone has me on me all the time. And if not people can contact me, they're able to contact my wife by handles. In the morning around 7:30, we have the net where we stay with between mission stations. I'm one responsible to make a flight. If you do not make a flight, you just say no to that person that can die. We are the ones that will respond when there's a need in the villages. We're the only ones that are able to do that as a Methodist aviation pilots.
I explain to everyone that pilots and airplanes and the supporters are only a tool. That tool is being used by God to make a difference in somebody else.
The best part about being in ministry is seeing lives changed. It's still an ongoing challenge. The land is vast, and we have real struggles meeting the needs. Complicating that is a lack of aviation gasoline.
Most of the critical needs that we have in our program in order to do the work is to have enough fuel. If we have the fuel for the program, we can accomplish a lot.
The aviation ministry was been here since 1960. But what our vision, what do we want to see tomorrow? Beyond me, there is a kind of an airplane that can carry 12 people with a lot of load. A major need today is for the United Methodist Aviation Ministry to update the fleet.
The thing that excites me about UMAN is that it is Congolese driven. And we've got Jacques, we've got Gaston, we've got Rukang, guys who gave up prolific aviation careers to serve their church, to serve their people, to make a difference in people's lives.
I'm very humbled by the fact that these guys are Congolese and know the culture and understand it much better than I do. They know what really the ministry is all about because they are from here. They've seen it.
Evangelism, development, education, health. Rural security is a support for the church to accomplish those goals. And that is our vision. My goal has been to define the village from the city to the villages and pick up the sick people and fly to the city. And most of the time we find people that are really not ready to go to the city. The dream and the goal for now is to be able to see how we can be able to live as a team and be able to live in the city with all the supplies and bring help to the whole community. You are not only there to provide the dream, you are also there to share the love of Christ with other people. Flying, especially when you serve somebody's life, is incredible.
I ask folks to pray. How would we go back to the town where the missionary left Europe, America? People would pray to get disease, safety, and God provides.
Jesus said, if you have faith, you will do what I am doing. You will even do more than what I am doing. So, little faith, we can change the world. It is expensive, that is sure, but we can do it.
Congo is the old size of the east of the Mississippi River. That's how Congo is big. And it is the third biggest country in Africa. Nigeria, Sudan, and Congo. The United Methodist Church do have 4 bishops in the Congo, what is called Episcopal area. And every bishop has more than 400 conferences there. And in each conference, beside one, there is an aviation ministry. And aviation ministry started since 1960 by our missionaries there. So Jacques is one of the folks who has been there for a long time. He's serving in Central Congo. And this is a new Episcopal area that just voted for a bishop in 2012. And we are working on getting an airplane there. And Gaston, one of my colleagues, flies within North Katanga area, and I'm flying in the South Congo area. As you can see, Congo is way too huge, and the roads are pretty much non-existent. We have 2 seasons, dry season and rainy season. Lubumbashi, where I am based, the second largest city in the Congo, to get to Kapanga, 600 miles. With the 210, I'm flying 2 hours and a half, but by road, rainy season, almost a month. And dry season, it's a week because of just the road there. The video I showed you is what is happening. We are changing the airplanes. We are getting 2 Cessna 208B called Caravan. This plane will carry 12 or more, up to 14 people, and more cargo. The reason we change it is because we getting this engine is a turbine engine. The fuel that this airplane is using can find at the airport and is cheaper than the Afghans we've been flying. This is the Cessna 210 we've been flying in my area. They use Afghans, aviation gas. It's costing us $20 for a gallon only. But for this one, a gallon is costing us $3. It is a JK fuel used commercially. So we seen the vision for this ministry. Well, sometimes we say airplanes. What are those airplanes are doing? I always say this. Airplanes are 911 in the Congo for the United Methodist Church. 2 weeks before coming to the States in June, they called me in the village, Kapanga area, to go pick up a fellow, Mr. Kavu, who fell, broke the hand, the leg, hip, and the hand. And that's just one of the stories among the stories we hear every day. So I flew the next day to Kapanga. I get there, they brought Mr. Kavu at the airport by the doctor, and he was in their shape. And they said to the doctor, is the nurse or you, doctor, coming along? Because we do that. Somebody needs to come along and they can fly the airplane. And he said, no, the nurse is coming with you. Mr. Kavu was brought here yesterday by bicycles for 2 days to get to the place I can land and pick him up. And Mr. Kavu was in bad shape. I flew Mr. Kavu to Lubumbashi, take him to the clinic, to the hospital, they did a surgery. The next day I went to visit, and the doctor said, well, come, if you have not flown Kavu here the last 2 days, he could have gone. And that is what this ministry is doing, what we're trying to save lives. John 3:16, Jesus died on the cross because of you and I. And when we leave, we follow his steps to take care of somebody else. That is his promise to us. Take care of your neighbor watch over the poor. You are witnessing the love of God by praying for missionaries in our families. And we link you to those folks we are serving over there. We become a bridge, and that bridge is bridging you to those people. That's what the aviation ministry is doing in Congo. A lot of stories that goes on and on, saving a woman ready for a C-section. They cannot do in a tiny village. Fly them to the big city. And when you fly back to the city and the mom and the baby walking and coming and saying, thank you so much for saving our lives. And I say to you, thank you for saving their lives. Transportation in the Congo is a big issue. And that's why this ministry was being there since 1960 by our missionary who flew a small airplane, smaller than the one flying today. Risk of disease, suffering, and long days of traveling to just go and make a difference. And because of those missionaries, I am the fruit of your prayers and of your support, praying for them, sending them to make a difference, and they become a fruit of what you've done, those missionaries. This is about transportation for the people inside, and they use it in no chapel. So every trip they take, they get advantage of it. Transportation is just very difficult. I say this, 911 to come in the road, pick up somebody in an accident, fly them in a chopper to the clinic fast enough because of saving lives. The United Methodist Church Ministry Aviation, saving lives and making a difference in those cause. Frenzy, my wife, working with the orphanage and also the aviation ministry. The United Methodist Church in the Congo have two orphanages, the boys and the girls, 50 girls and 35 boys in the orphanage, from babies all the way to rescue level. Mama Nana, she's the director, and Mama Jessie, she's the one who stays 24 hours with the kids, spend the night there. And Joseph is one of the orphans. Joseph was left at the front of the Catholic nun, and then crying, and they woke up and they came out and the baby was there, sitting. They look over, nobody was there. And they called the government. The government knows about the Methodist perfect. And they called Frenzy to see if they can take that baby in orphanage. We have a lot of those cases, some from the war, some from HIV parents, passed away and no one keeping the kids. Frenzy always shared with me, saying, you know, the toughest moment in Congo when my phone rings, I don't know what message. Maybe it's another kid again, I have to go look and maybe take. And if you say no, you know what's going to happen, that child. We have Paul, who stays with the boys 24 hours again, a disciplinary, so he can follow the homework, can make sure they are ready with uniform, so tomorrow they can go to school. And we have my mom, Monday, she cooks. Imagine cooking for 45 boys. Typical day of the boys ready for school in the morning. The good news I like about this is Congo government put addresses of the school on the uniform in case there is any problem. And they walk to school. One of the challenges with my son, my kids were born here when we went to school here. And we went back there when Andre was already 11. The challenge Andre goes through is to see those kids in a rank, walking with weights notebooks, uniform, and Andre will be like, how are they going to do the homework? How are they going to change uniform? And Andre go just, where's the school bus? I said, Andre, there is no school bus. The challenge that goes there. And a lot of accidents in the road, and they find out the kids from where, and they can track and find out where the kids from. The girls' orphans, we have a team that try to be parents for those kids. Frazy and I try to raise our 3 kids, and imagine raising 75 kids, from babies all the way to the rescue level. So we have a team that we try to make sure those kids stay with the fellowship of one another. And the church will become the parents. In any legal thing that happened in the church, the bishop had to decide what to do. And if death happened, the church had to decide what next to follow. Whenever I'm back in the States and they fly back to Congo, we bring shoes. This is a 50-pound luggage that we pay $200 for extra luggage. The shoes we bring in these 50 pounds will cost in a Congo $800. So even if I pay $200, the kids are using those shoes for schooling. And when they use those shoes for schooling, it does offset the expenses, so you can go to food, you can go to medical. This is a family. Everything that goes in your own family is happening with those orphans. The conference in Washington State, I'm going in 3 weeks, they are in charge, a partner with this orphanage, and they support the kids 100%. And they come every year to spend the time with those kids down there. Mosquito nets. Reverend say you have done a very good job on responding to the nets. It is working. The reason it's working is bringing awareness and education about malaria. I almost died from malaria when I was 4 years old. And the missionary flew me to the clinic and took care of me. Malaria is serious for the kids before 5 years old, because malaria takes your blood away, and there is no way that you can get blood back, because there is no blood bank. You know, here there is Red Cross. You know, there is no. And the rate of mortality in a Congo for the kids before 5 years old is almost 85%. So malaria is a very serious thing. The awareness of mosquito net is brought, even if it's in a tiny house with a bedroom there, with a kitchen. That is the bedroom and the dining is just the fire between that house for warming. And they put the mosquito on the side, chance of getting fire. But the next morning when they wake up, they see mosquito around. It brings awareness that is very serious and can help to protect against mosquito around. So thank you so much for being a part of that ministry. Thanks a lot. Blessings, she is one of the orphans graduating in December, university level. It's amazing the spirit of giving back, bring back the blessings. She comes back at the orphanage teaching them about nutrition, teaching them about few English that she knows. Amazing with this ministry, because we're transitioning those kids for tomorrow to be the leader of our church and of the country. And she goes to the girls and the boys orphanage. What we have done with 9 kids who are transitioning to university level, we want to give them a blessing to be, those kids can do by themselves from the orphanage. Then we say, go find a place to live close to the school, and then bring a budget. And they bring a budget. We open a bank account, we put money in an account, and they manage it themselves. And every month they update and they give back the budget, and the church in Washington State send the money to put them in an account. So we give them, empowering them to make sure they'll be able to sustain by themselves. So she comes back and teach English and teach nutrition to the kids there. Conversation on the girls. We have a yard, both the orphans for the girls and for the boys. So we have a garden. We make sure every year they try to start their own gardening so they can have food they can use. But the most important thing is for them to understand that they have to do something in their own lives. And they grow Chinese cabbage and lenga-lenga. Lenga-lenga is like a collard green. And Frazy and I in the State, we put collard green, trying to make it like lenga-lenga. We put some peanut butter on it. Trust me, it's good. Trust me, it's good. In 2 years, when you come by, we'll make dish for you here for collard green. So they grow onions and they grow other stuff and they use it themselves. We have volunteering mission that comes. A lot of youths come by, and medical students, they came in. I flew them in a village for 6 weeks. They were in the village for 6 weeks, working at the clinic, participating in a lot of uprising with many cases that happened there. And then when they came back in Lubumbashi, they wanted to do something for orphanage, and Frazy decided to say, let's go cook for the orphans. So they went there, they were making cassava leaves ready for cooking. And Abi was cooking bugali, is corn flour mixed with hot water. It's like thick mashed potato. And that's the dish they eat with beef and fish and veggie and anything. Next time when you come, I'm going to cook for this. Okay. Just remind me and get me up. We put the kids at every food, we protecting one another because we want them, those kids, the only parent and the only people giving education is us in the church. And they are from all over, different tribe, different culture. Sometimes it's tough. So we bring them in that fellowship together. And the very good news, they have the choir in the church themselves. And they sing in the choirs. So amazing and beautiful. Frazy has done a very good job to go to the local miners. We have a lot of mining in the Lubumbashi area. And she has gone to the South African and American and European and Indian to say, can you donate something? Can you do something to the local? And every Christmas time, they bring gifts and they play with the kids for the whole day there. And they bring also food that help us to go 2 to 3 months. And the cost for food we're trying to do, we put it in medical, school supplies, and stuff like that. I wanted you to meet Emma. Emma is handicapped, amputated both legs from landmine in the war. Found himself in the hospital, mom and dad gone and sitting in the Methodist church, jumping to help Emma. He likes to play soccer. He's one of the joyful guys around the orphanage. Early morning, he's the one waking everybody. Wake up, school time. It's just so amazing to be around Emma. And the ministry called PET, they make those bags, and they donate the bag to Emma. That's how Emma goes back and forth to school every day. But the good news, Emma is adopted now in Washington State, so they can make prosthetics, and they can give Emma legs and back again. We're waiting for the paperwork. As soon as everything finished, Emma will come in the state. Hebrew 13:2. Do not forget to show hospitality to strangers, for by so doing some people have shown hospitality to angels without knowing. You have shown hospitality to those angels, and sometimes without knowing. You pray for missionaries, and you support those missionaries. You pray for local mission that you are engaging to. And Frazy and my kids and myself and other missionaries become the bridge that connects you to those angels. Remember John 3:16. He died so you and I can live. And then when we live, we follow the step that Jesus did and died on the cross for us. As you go through filling up the talent you can engage in the mission of your church, as you choose what you can be able to do, as you follow the step of Jesus Christ on bringing the blessings back, I'm going to leave you with the verses that will encourage you to make sure you walk with Christ, because the promise that He gave us is an everlasting promise. Romans 12:13. Rejoice in hope. Be patient in suffering. Persevere in prayer. Contribute to the need of the saint. And extend hospitality to strangers. Hope. Perseverance. When you choose this task, remember to walk with Jesus as He showed you the mission right here. May God be with you, and may God lead you. Thank you.
All right, Rukang, thank you very much. Not only did we get what Methodism is doing in Africa as far as aviation, but many, many different areas, as he shared with his wife's adoption clinic and Nothing But Nets. In Africa, Methodism is growing by leaps and bounds because they see what the hands and feet of Jesus Christ is doing. In the United States, Methodism is declining. So maybe we can learn from what's taking place over in Africa and apply it over here to get Methodism coming back up over here. Our closing hymn today is in the Faith We Sing hymnal, the small hymnal on page 2176, Make Me a Servant. This is a short hymn, but it is our invitational hymn. So respond however you would like. The altar is open for you to come. If you want to come and lay hands on these prayer shawls, come and do that. Pray for one of these or all of them, or come after the service and just lay hands on these prayer shawls and pray for them. Pray for Rukang and the ministry in the Congo. So would you stand as we sing?